Facebook. Hey, YouTube. Hey, Facebook. I wanted to make sure I was going live on both at the same time, and I was able to pull that off. How is everybody doing? I'm so excited to come your way with this video. This is day 2 of 5 habits of highly successful freelancers. And today we're going to talk about tip number 2. Yesterday we talked about tip number 1, all right, which was never saying no, but also being selective about the clients that you accept. And we went into detail on that. And so if you didn't catch that video, go ahead and catch that video and then watch this video as well. Or watch this video, watch that video. All the tips are going to be helpful to you regardless of which order you watch them in. All right. So before we get started, I just want to say that thank you so much for joining me. For those of you that are my regular bosses that join me, thank you so much. If you're new to this channel, on this channel, we talk about freelance business and how you can use that to create freedom and family time. If that sounds like your cup of tea, hit the subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, if that sounds like your cup of tea, go ahead and hit the like button. All right. All right. So today I just wanted to, before I get started, just mention a few housekeeping things. Housekeeping thing number 1, which is mostly going to be the housekeeping thing, is along with this series, I have a guide known as Endless Clients. And in Endless Clients, what I share with you is the exact emails and email formula that I have used to get clients for which I have made 5 figures in the past year. So I've made 5 figures from my freelance business in the past year. And there's specific emails that I send out each and every single time to prospect my clients. And these emails are what have allowed me to have not just get a client, but get clients that stay on with me for months and months. I have a client, and actually I have 2 clients right now, 2 of my highest paying clients who have been with me for over a year. A few of my clients have been with me for 6 months. A few of my clients have been with me for a few months. All right, so getting clients that don't just come one time, but stick with you all the way through and want to continue paying you over and over again. That is the resource that I have available to all you guys. And you can find that at gum.co/5figures. So it's gum.co/5 and then figures. And so you can go and check that out. It's really a simple resource, but it's going to make you thousands of dollars, I promise. All right, so let's just jump right into the content, okay? So tip number 2, today is day 2. And tip number 2 that I'm going to share with you is set a work schedule. And this tip came from Holly Porter Johnson, who is also the founder of Earn More Writing. And she makes around $20,000 every single month freelance writing. And so she will, and one of the things that she says she does is that she will write for like 3 weeks and then she'll take a week off, you know, and go somewhere pretty with her family. And freelance writing is really allowing her to live her best life. Okay. So once again, on this channel, we talk about freedom and family time and being able to take your family on a week vacation every month. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Right. So Holly makes around $20,000 every single month. And her tip was to set a work schedule. And this is what she said. She said, set a work schedule whether you have one or not, because the most successful freelancers I know set aside specific amounts of time to work most days, regardless of whatever else is going on in their lives. If you want to make freelancing a full-time thing, you have to treat it like one. And that means showing up every day and not treating it like a hobby. All right. And I loved her answer so much, because what happens with a lot of folks is that they sometimes try to treat blogging, or they'll treat freelancing as a hobby. And you know, maybe you don't understand what it means when we say treat it as a business versus a hobby. When you're treating something as a business, you have a dedicated workspace, you have a dedicated schedule, you have clients, you have your business cards. I mean, I don't think business cards are all that. I have business cards, but I hardly ever use them. I mostly use emails, which is why, once again, Endless Clients. And And so, but you treat it like a business. And so when you think about a business, any business that you walk into around your city, what does it look like? Are they, when you walk into a shop, for instance, that is supposed to be selling groceries, and you find the cashiers all on their cell phones, playing games, watching the latest TV show, doing whatever, you're going to be like, this is so unprofessional. How come these people are not doing their jobs? And so in the same way, if you want freelancing to become a full-time thing, if you want to make serious money with freelancing, it's important that you treat it as a business and not as a hobby. A hobby is something that you do when you have time for it. Maybe today you take off and you don't get to it until next week. And then you do a little bit of it. And then you don't do it again until 2 weeks from now. That's a hobby. But if you want to create a business around freelancing, not just freelance writing. I say freelance writing because I do a lot of freelance writing. But if you want to create a business around freelancing and full-time income around freelancing, then that means that you need to set a schedule and you need to set working time. For me personally, right, one of the things that I do that really helps me stay on track is I have a calendar. Recently, I just started using Google Calendar because there's no right and wrong way to do this. You could have a physical calendar, and actually I'll show you because I'm right here. This is my calendar / planner, okay? And if I open it, you'll see that I have this is for March. I'll just show you what I did for March. So this is for March. I have my goals, right? I have my goals. I have what I wanted to get completed. And at the end of each month, right, I review the goals, what worked and what didn't work, how much money I made, and what I could do to make more money. And so because I'm taking this super seriously, I'm writing everything down. And then here's a calendar for May. As you can see, I have filled up the calendar, not all the way down here, but I filled up most of the top half of the calendar with work. And most weekends, all right, I have filled it up with work because that's when I have the most time to work in my freelance business. And so I just showed you an example. I don't know if the people on Facebook saw this, but let me just show you that. So if you see that, you're like, oh wow, that's the schedule, or that's the calendar of somebody that's busy. They're putting work on their calendar. So grab a calendar, whether it's a physical calendar or a Google Calendar or Asana. You want to grab that. And what you want to do is, even if you only have one client right now, even if all you have is just one client, put them on the calendar. All right. What do you have to do for them? Maybe they are one client and you're doing social media marketing for them, right? Okay. So put on your calendar all the things, right? First of all, write down all the things that you need to do for them. And then put them in a calendar. Maybe today you need to create, graphics for Twitter for them. So sit down and put that in your calendar. And on that day, create the Twitter graphics for them. Maybe the next day you need to schedule all of that content into Hootsuite or into Buffer or into whatever your scheduling tool that you're using. You want to go ahead and put that on your calendar so that when you grab your calendar and you take a look at it, you're not guessing, okay, what do I have to do today? No, the moment you grab your calendar, you're like, oh, today I have a meeting with Jessica. I have to create and schedule content for Madeline, and I have to outline 2 pieces for Jenna. Okay. And these are my clients. And so I have to make sure I put it there. And so when I open up my calendar, it's right there. And I don't have to play the guessing game when it comes to what work I have to do when. And then when it comes to doing the actual work, something that I use is a tool called Egg Timer. It's free. You can also use the timer on your cell phone. So you can use Egg Timer. You can use the timer on your phone. And there's one that I use it's a Google Chrome extension. It's called Forest. Yes, I had to look at it right now. It's called Forest, and it's a Google Chrome extension. So for those of you that use the internet browser, Google Chrome, which is the best browser, to be honest, I don't know why people are still using Internet Explorer. But anyway, that's another conversation. So I have Forest. And what Forest does is that I set a timer for how much time I want to work. And so let's say today I'm creating graphics for one of my clients, right? So I come to sit at my computer. I already know what I'm supposed to do. So I will put, let's say I'll put 45 minutes in Forest or Egg Timer or on my cell phone. You know, usually I don't use my cell phone because I'm trying to focus, because if the cell phone is right there, then you're also tempted to pick it up and be checking Instagram and be checking Twitter and be checking Facebook. And that's not productive, right? So I'll use Forest or Egg Timer. And so I'll set my time on Forest. And what it does is that Forest will block out social media platforms so that you can't go on them whilst you're working. And so that's exactly what I do. I will set time on Forest, and then I'll start working. And then there'll be a few times where I'm tempted to go on Facebook. And the moment I saunter over to Facebook, Forest blocks Facebook and is like, you can't go here right now. And I'm like, oh yes, that's because I'm working. And then I jump right back into my work. So it works both as a timer and something that blocks other distractions out. And that's important, that when you sit down to work, that you work, and that you're not playing games and chatting and texting and and getting into the Instagram and YouTube, vortex, but you're actually focusing and working. And I find that a tool like Forest, which is both a timer, so during that time, so if it's 45 minutes or 1 hour that I'm working, then I'm focused on that. And this is especially important for those of us that are side hustlers, right? For those of us that are side hustlers that are not doing this full time, maybe you have a 9-to-5 job and you're still building this up. It's important to block out time so that you can be productive. This is the only way you're going to be productive. Put it on your schedule and block out time to get your work done. And so for me, Forest is super helpful because I'll set the timer. I only work within that time. When the 45 minutes it's up and I'm done with my work, then I'm done for the day. If maybe the 45 minutes was not enough, at least within that 45 minutes, I got a lot of work done, and I'll still continue maybe for another 15, 20 minutes or maybe an hour sometimes. But then doing that just keeps me focused and keeps me working without any distractions. And so that's what Holly shared with us. Holly makes $20,000 per month freelance writing, and her tip was to set a schedule. And I couldn't agree with her more. And I just showed you my personal schedule. I'll show it to you again, my personal schedule. And I also shared with you some tools that you can use to time yourself when you're working. So if you guys have any questions, I will take them. But here is my calendar. As you can see, it has work on it. It has different things, and that's work I have to do for clients. Legit. All right. So get yourself a calendar, whether it's a physical calendar or a Google Calendar or Asana, any kind of tool that will help, that you can look at frequently to refer to what you're supposed to be doing. And then set a timer when you sit down to work. All right. So any questions? I'll just hang around for like a minute or two for some questions. If there are no questions, then I will bounce and then come back your way again tomorrow, God willing, with day 3. If you like this, make sure to thumbs it up here on YouTube. Give a thumbs up to indicate that you like it, and also give a thumbs up on Facebook to indicate that this was super helpful. All right, guys. Well, you know how to get a hang of me. You can still ask me questions in the comments, both on Facebook and on YouTube. And I'm always happy and willing to answer those questions. But once again, don't forget that along with this series, I also have a resource available to you that will allow you to bring clients into your business on a regular basis, and not just clients that are one time, but clients that will pay you over and over again. If that sounds like your cup of tea, go head on over to gum.co/5figures. It's in the comments here on YouTube, and I'm going to leave them in the comments also on Facebook. Gum.co/5figures, and you will be able to grab endless clients. All right. Okay. Thanks all for joining me, and we will chat soon.